All right.
Hello,
We're
hello.
live. Hello, everyone. We are starting off tonight with an Old Forester Black Label. We did a bottle kill.
Yep, I brought this over. This is from some shop in New York, and this is actually the very first bottle that I bought on secondary. I think it was $100 with shipping, so pretty standard. But this was also like 4 or 5 years ago, so
Yeah.
quite some time. And I try to savor this as one of my favorite, probably top 5 of all time. Just Old Forester
really
100s.
good. It's really good.
They're really good. So yeah, I figured I'd bring it over and start the night off with something light. 100 proof.
Mhm.
So yeah, so kudos to this bottle. It's now gone. It's going to be a water jug in a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you for joining.
What's everybody drinking tonight? Yeah, that's got a nice like fruity nose on it.
Oh yeah, so good. It's been open for, like I said, a number of years now, and it's just so mellowed out, and I just love it. Got some of that fruit note, some of that caramel, some of that vanilla, the classic Old Forester like banana taste a little bit.
It's got a lot of like that kind of like char on the finish too.
And it's not like so I would say there's another pour we're going to talk about in a little bit, but it's like a very nice char. Like it's a very nice light toasted.
Yeah.
Compared to the one we'll talk about in a little bit.
So what's everybody drinking?
Cheers, Eric. Brad, you're on the phone with a realtor. Come on, you know when this thing starts.
Paul's got Kentucky Spirit.
There you go.
Kemp Nelson.
There you go.
It's a good one. Good one, yep.
Paul, was that the one that we got when we were at the distillery together, or was that something that you got differently? I couldn't remember if you bought a bottle that day. I don't know. Let us know.
So this past weekend, we went down to Kentucky, and we went down mainly to pick up our barrel pick.
And the goal was to not spend any money, but that was a lie.
Yeah,
right. as Maury or Jerry Springer says, like, and that was a lie.
David's drinking our barrel pick right now.
Hey, cheers, David.
Cheers.
We're going to be, I think, getting to that in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to get that in here just a minute.
Yeah,
we'll finish this.
That's awesome. But yeah, we had a great time down in Kentucky. I went down that morning super early, went to Buffalo Trace, went to Four Roses, went to some random Kroger, thanks to you guys and Renee.
So Kyle, 1910, one of my favorite opening pours. Fantastic choice.
It's a great one too.
Yeah, so on the way down,
I got a head start.
Renee was monitoring the chats. He left before us, so he was a couple hours ahead of us.
5:37 a.m. I hit the road.
But Renee was monitoring like all the chats and the message groups and stuff, and saw that there was going to be a Kroger drop. So she sent Patrick a text.
And the way it hit me as I was driving, I typed it into the GPS, and it ended up being a 1 minute early arrival to when they open. So I got there at 8:59. By the time I parked, got to the store, I think I was like the 6th in line, and I just walked right in. I ended up getting a couple balls, which we'll talk about later, but it's off to a very expensive start for the morning that I wasn't planning on doing.
Yeah, so we were able to direct him. We were a couple hours behind, so there's no way we were going to make it in time, but we were able to get Patrick over there to the Kroger for the drop so he could pick up some good bottles.
And it was a little crazy because then afterwards, even if I made the stop or not, they gave out Thomas Handy at Buffalo Trace. Yeah. I was an hour and a half late to that.
Well, so they gave out Thomas H. Handy last Friday at the distillery
for Valentine's Day.
But they only gave out 100 bottles, and there were already that many people in line before they opened.
Said, I think they said roughly like 55 or 60 camped out, and it was gone by like 9:07. So it literally took that many people to swipe their cards and get the heck out of Dodge. So they got lucky. Yeah,
Renee says we have to look out for our friends. So yeah,
exactly.
That worked out for Patrick.
It did, and not only that though, Bourbon Karma, the bourbon god, smiled upon us because during that pick at Kroger, I actually got a bottle for that bourbon guy for Paul. Yeah. So it worked out pretty well.
Barrel proof what, Brad? But yeah, so got a good bottle. And then you headed on over to Buffalo Trace as we were still making our way down.
Yep. And unfortunately, I was in there on their jail. Do not collect $200 because the bottle that dropped was a Blanton's. And I got that when we did our pick. So I made a pit stop there back then. So about a month ago. So couldn't get one for another 60 days or so. But that happened. And then I went to Four Roses, spent Valentine's Day by myself. At the time I was single. So I thought it was a great place to be. Maybe if I get a relationship, I'll bring a date there. But I ended up getting the Four Roses t-shirt. I'm a Mellow member, so it was like 15 or 20% off. So it was pretty nice. Pretty nice. Then met up with Todd for the pick.
Cheers, Shauna. Yeah, then so we finally made it down a couple hours later, and we just went straight to Buffalo Trace. And we were hoping we got there about noon. They might, because they've been doing some special releases. They might
some delays. Yeah, they did not.
They did not. No, it was just Blanton's Day, and we do not need another Blanton, so we didn't get one. We just kind of bought some merchandise from the gift shop and went about on our way.
Actually, and speaking of which, that's actually what we're using today. We're using the coasters.
Yeah, we did pick these coasters up.
Nice wood barrel staves.
Yeah, barrel stave, burn in, laser etched, or whatever. They had them on sale actually, so. They're
still,
pretty nice.
They're still not as good as these ones that are cork. Nice thick ones.
Yeah.
Find in the merch shop.
Yeah, our whiskey sippers coasters that are available in the shop from our YouTube channel.
Yeah, so they're pretty cool. Then what were they, like 4 for $5 or something like that?
4 for $6.
4 for $6. That was close. That was close.
So after we struck out at Buffalo Trace, we didn't get the Blantons because we don't need it or whatever. We had to haul on over to New Riff because we had a 2 o'clock pickup for our barrel.
I got there at 2:10.
And we got there like 2:30. So we were late.
They're like, as long as you're there before we close shop at 4, you're good. So it was nice. I managed to borrow my dad's truck, and it was super easy. They just lifted it up on the pallet. They gave us the barrel. They gave us all the bottles we got with all the juice. Super easy transition, and I'm sure most of you have seen some of the shorts, but very easy transaction. It was like, here you go, sign your life away. You picked it up and you're good to go.
Cheers, Husky Dog. Yeah, so we posted a short while we were getting the barrel loaded. I posted it right then to try and get people excited who got a bottle
and jealous for those who missed out.
Yeah. And we did get our barrel and bottles, and this is the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our little etching on the back
and sticker
opening riff. So we're gonna try this right now.
I'm gonna add a new glass. I'm going through a full Four Roses thing because of Valentine's Day, so I've got some Four Roses glasses to match it up.
David said he saw the loading video.
I
posted it up, and I was hoping people would see it. See, we were picking it up.
Yeah.
How's it going, Walt? Thanks for joining us.
Leave this right here.
But yeah, so we got our bottles, and it does have a greatness. It's got like a nice caramel.
Well, I was gonna say I noticed that
butterscotch.
You had it open. Have you been tapping into this for a little bit?
Well, I opened it Sunday.
Okay, so it's been open about a week.
Yeah,
or 5 days, close enough.
Who's keeping the barrel? I am keeping the barrel.
He is not keeping the barrel.
I
am until I get it to your house.
No, I'm keeping the barrel long term.
Long term he is, but for now I have it in my garage. I have, like I said, it's still in the truck. We've had, obviously, as some of you know, in Ohio, some pretty nasty, rainy, snowy weather. So
been good here.
I'm going to try to bring it on a day that there's like no snow for like a 15-minute drive, so I can get it here safely without getting wet or hugely damaged. So working on that. Hopefully it comes over tomorrow. Today it's snowing, so I didn't want to bring it over. My plan is to take the barrel head that was signed, and I'm going to kind of melt that, put it up here. So that's like our first barrel pick as a channel, and everybody signed it. I want to keep that as like a memorabilia, so I'm going to take that barrel head and mount it on the wall. Are you going to try to do anything else with the rest of the barrel?
I don't know yet. Break it down. I'll have the staves. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them.
Yeah, cool.
So I might do the back wall and staves.
It's a lot of work.
Well, I know, but just this section.
Okay.
Because I would have the staves from the New Riff barrel, and I also have staves from an Elijah Craig barrel that I broke down earlier that I made the Sasquatch barrel head out of.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Bill wants to buy a stave. Maybe I'll do that. I'll sell some of the staves from the barrel.
Whatever the price is, it's double for you, Brad.
Yeah.
So if it's like $5 or $10 a stave, it'd be automatically 10 to 20 for you.
Paul has not picked up his bottles yet. I do have them here though. Yep. I actually have multiple bottles for Paul. That I'm sure he'll be stopping by and getting probably tomorrow.
Yeah, so. and actually one of those is the one I got for you, which is actually the 1924 from Old Forester. I got that Kroger pick for you. So so that bottle is coming your way soon.
Cheers, Jiro. Cheers. We are drinking our New Riff single barrel pick.
Yep, and I still got a little bit left of this bottle kill. I just can't come to finish it just yet.
Man, that smells great.
They're both delicious. So good. I said, you got to turn up the brightness a little bit.
That's got such a great, well, I have the brightness down because it turns as blue.
It's not that bad.
It's got such a great mid palate on this. It's got like a nice butterscotch sweet mid palate. I really, really like it. It's got a really nice mouthfeel. It did come out at 115.7 proof.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good for New Riff.
It's pretty, I want to say the highest I've seen from them is I think like 117 or 118. So it's not too far off from a couple of proof points off. So.
I think I have one pick that I've done that's higher. I think I have one that's 116, something like that.
Something like that. So. Yeah. Well, I was going to say we can
go look at them. They're right there.
They're all so far away.
Yeah.
You know, I might go do that. Just grab them for references.
There are no unclaimed bottles, David. Unfortunately, all of them were spoken for.
110.8. It's 110.8. This was the pick we did last year. It was a rye.
Yeah, it was a rye.
But 110.8. So we'll just leave it up here for now. But delicious bottle as well. I've not come across a single bottle from New Riff that is bad. Every pick is incredible.
Yeah, every pick we've done has been. I think I have a pretty good palate when it comes to picking out bottles and everything we've picked for New Riff.
As much as I like really to complain, I would also agree. Yeah. I really respect your palate.
So and this one is maybe, I think out of all the New Riff picks I've done, this one is actually the sweetest. I have some with different flavors, like I've had some that are more fruity and stuff, but this one's really sweet.
I don't know. I'm going to revisit here in a second.
He said, Brad says next time he's down, he'll be in his house. That'd be nice, or you won't get invited over.
Hey, all I know is I know where your parents or Tori's parents live, so I can crash with them for a little bit. Jira, sorry.
I actually kind of disagree. It's a little overpriced, but I think it's a really nice pour. I like the flavor.
I do too.
On the 1924 a lot.
Yeah, the 1924. If you even just want to go based off of what the traditional norm of $10 per year, so it's supposed to be what, a 10-year product,
right?
So
you think $100?
So $100, so a little over it.
A little over.
It's from a legacy distillery. It's only a once-a-year drop. So I mean, even from like a markup perspective, it's not that bad. Do I wish it was in like the 80, 85 range? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's something new that they haven't really dropped before. So this is the second year doing it. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not too picky with the price point because it's a lot easier to get than birthday bourbon or anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Trevor said that he'd get an 8-year pick in a heartbeat. So the 8-year rye is now available to do picks on, but
no, that was 6-year.
Was it? Yeah, 6
I think it's 6
year.
Yeah,
6 year.
6 year.
6 year. 6-year rye. 6-year bourbon should be available for picks next year.
Yes,
I believe. So
yeah. So that's the rumor. That's what we've been told at New Riff.
Yeah.
This year bourbon. This year rye.
Next year
6 year. Next year will be the bourbon
6-year picks, which will be. I'll definitely have to do one of those. For sure.
Yeah. So based off this feedback, I mean, it could be an annual thing. Everyone loves New Riff.
Yeah, I love New Riff. I do.
And for us, it's very close.
Yeah,
it's a very good central point. I mean, people who are traveling. I know Steve came all the way from Alabama.
Yep.
I know he drove, but I mean, if you're out of state, you can at least fly into Northern Kentucky, which is technically the Cincinnati airport. It's pretty close by.
But yeah, so we picked up our new riff pick, and then we headed out for dinner.
Yeah.
Patrick, my wife, and I.
Yeah.
We went down to Florence.
La Rosa's
Pizza.
Yeah.
We liked their pizza there. So we went down there, and
it was kind of funny.
Dinner.
It was funny because I was like third wheeling. So I was like, guys, it's Valentine's Day. Take a picture. They're like, okay. And then him and Renee were like this. So it was pretty cute. And then unfortunately, Brad showed up. So that was my date for the last like half hour.
Yeah. So we went down, we had dinner, and I was going to meet Brad the next day because he had bottles from the barrel pick to pick up. And he was like, well, are you still in town? I was like, yeah, we're down here. Just go ahead and come on down and you can get your bottles. So
yeah.
He came down and met us down in Florence and got his bottles.
Yep, he did. Saw the barrel itself. What's
Brad,
he saying now?
He says the best date you ever had.
it honestly might have been. I'm glad I wasn't alone or a third wheeling on Valentine's
Best
Day.
date he's had at least in 6 months anyway.
I don't know about 6 months. I'm now in a relationship, so it's a new developing thing as of yesterday. So, but it was nice because I originally went to Four Roses by myself. And I got a nice picture of like the roses and the drink, and it was really good. But yeah, I was like, maybe next year I'll have a date.
Yeah. David says, jealous we got to try the 10-year. Yeah, so Devin and
that was a surprise.
Yeah, Devin and I, they gave us a sample of a 10-year single barrel. It was a hazmat. And we did release that video, but
yeah,
it was absolutely
very
amazing.
jealous of that.
Fantastic.
Right after the pick, we got to try a like 9-year and like 8 month or something. It was at the very end. It was on the video that we did during the pick. At the very, very end, like as we were like getting shuttled out, like, well, we got one more for you to try. It was like in a glass bottle, wasn't really marked.
Well, they gave us the 9-year and we tried.
Yeah,
that.
It was a 9-year and like 8 months or something. It was almost 10.
In the 10-year, they just gave us a sample.
Yeah, for you guys, not for me, but I got like this close to the 10 at like 9 years and 8 months. So that's close as I got, but it was also incredible. And it's one of those things where like when you try so many different options during the pick, and then they give you a little Balboa rye.
Yeah,
and then they give you another one. So like, okay, we've tried 7 samples, and I can distinctly tell you that those were incredible. And then, of course, a couple of days later, Balboa got released.
Yep,
I bought that, picked that up. So
a bunch of people picked it up, and I brought some back for people.
Yeah,
and I know
muled.
like Brian from Cast 529 and Keith and Brad all met up down there and got that Balboa the day it was released.
Yep.
So and it was down there last weekend. They had it at the distillery.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
So
yeah, they had a separate pile for those who did orders, which I was one of them. So I had a good one, but yeah,
$99 at Costco for 1924. That's a great price.
Excellent price.
That's really what it should be.
Yeah,
$100 for a 10-year product.
Yeah,
you can't complain about that.
I managed to get like I said, one for Paul and then one for myself later on, but the difference was like 120 and 125 with tax, because I think MSRP at the distillery is 120.
Yes,
so you add tax in there, it's closer to 130. So both the ones that I got were a little bit less than that. So super exciting to, like I said, get that. It's one of my favorite.
Well, we opened it like that weekend before. We opened mine.
Someone I was saying, I remember where you got it.
I had that fresh crack for the giveaway party.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't remember how you got yours.
Distillery.
Oh, you went down there.
Yeah.
Well, was that during the pick?
Yeah, the day after the pick, we drove down to Louisville and we got the 1924. And when we had our 1,000 subscriber giveaway live stream, we had a little party after, and we opened that 1924. It's like the first thing we did as an opener.
Yeah.
So it was excellent.
It was.
So we ate some pizza. Then Patrick left. He went to head home. He wasn't staying the night.
No, I went to my uncle's, drop off a bottle for him because he bought one. And then I made it all the way back home to Akron. I swapped cars. Then I continued driving to get my dog. And I crashed at my parents' house. So I was in the car roughly 13 hours before you add delays and traffic and whatnot for a one-day excursion. It was fun.
So Renee and I afterwards, we went to do some bourbon hunting, and I went to film a few videos, and Brad came along with us. And one of those videos dropped yesterday. We went to Liquor City, and we did come across a bee's knees from Florida.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I did not get it. I had the bee's knees. It's all right, but I'm not like super blown away by it, especially not at that price. It was like $129 or something.
Yeah, it's a little steep. Well, I was going to say, it's funny because I think this might be Brad's first time in a video. It's probably true. It's always interesting to hear your own voice.
Yeah, it is. It never sounds good, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting too. Like for these videos, I rewatch them just because I think it's interesting. I might have missed something in chat because I'm trying to get better at that. But yeah, hearing my voice, it's not great. It's like how I started with bourbon. Like you have to get warmed up and used to it. It's an acquired hearing.
Yeah, Brad's talking about the tater sticker that was on that bee's knees bottles we saw, and it was pretty nice. Actually, it was like a hologram sticker.
Yeah,
so it was definitely different, but yeah. So I didn't pick one up, but it was interesting to see it. And that Liquor City did have a great selection of allocated bottles. They were just all high secondary.
Yeah,
on cost. It was ridiculous.
High secondary is crazy. I love the marketing of a tater sticker to help move a bottle, especially if it's a good bottle to begin with because you want to share it, but at the same time it's like I'm really spending an extra $100 for a sticker. No, that's more of a pick sticker.
More of a pick sticker.
Yeah, that's a pick sticker. That's not the same.
Sticker.
I'd say that's like a Sazerac because there's got to be one. You have one of them somewhere.
I have a ton of them.
Well, I know, but I don't know where they're at. Is there one? I know you have a Four Roses one you just got.
Tater sticker, the Sazerac sticker.
No, that's a Sazerac. I'm talking about the like. Where's the?
Oh, you want like a tater?
Yeah. Sticker. Like I don't consider like this is we're talking about the stickers. Like so, this is like a pick sticker. This is what we obviously just did. This is the new one for the whiskey sippers, and then here's like the Sazerac Select for the barrel selection. Pretty normal in my opinion. When I say tater sticker, I mean something like this. This is artwork. Right here. This one's actually for an F Cancer bottle from Bourbon Together. But great pour, delicious. But a tater sticker for this is what I'm talking about. We'll give you some real artwork.
Yeah. So we might be doing that in the future with other picks. We just didn't do that with New Riff
because we know there's so much involved with their logos.
Already. Yeah. Well, because they do the etching. Yeah. So I don't want to put a sticker over the actual laser etching.
Yeah.
But if a bottle that we do that doesn't have that, we'll have
these things have just in general their bottle's very unique. It gives you an idea of how low you are. covers the top part, but yeah. It gives out your little logo up here. It has another etching down here, and then like I said, we decided to do another tater sticker or whatever. But yeah, it's good stuff.
I am going to have some more of this. This is very good.
I'm going to join you. I'm going to top off before. That's the rule, right? That's what I did in college. If you top it off before you're completely empty, you're still on your first pour.
Yeah, that's the way. That's some kind of mathematical calculation.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah. Boy math.
Yeah. So we went and Brad tagged along with us. We did a few videos, hit some liquor stores in Florence, and it seemed like all the stores we went to were just way overpriced for the allocated stuff, and didn't really see anything else to grab. So I didn't grab any bottles that night. And then we ended up heading to Frankfurt later that night. We went, after we got done with some liquor stores, we went and had some ice cream to Valentine's Day. So we went to an ice cream shop and had some ice cream. And at probably about 9:30, 10, we just went ahead and headed over to Frankfurt and stayed the night there because we were going to Buffalo Trace Saturday morning, hoping that they would have a special drop.
And they managed to get me a bottle instead.
Yeah.
Because on the website, they said someone else was dropping that wasn't Blanton's. So I was like, oh, sweet. I'll make the drive. When I got there, it was not what I was expecting. So they were fortunate. So thank you.
Yeah. So we went the next morning. We went and got in line about I think they opened at 9. We got there at 8, so we went about an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on like the second snake, so we were still people had camped out overnight, quite a few.
Because I saw the handy release.
Yeah, they saw the handy the day before. But about 8:30, one of the workers came out and told all the people in line, I know you guys have been sitting here all night. I just wanted to let you know there's not going to be a special release today. It's just E.H. Taylor. That's it. And as soon as they said that, you should have seen how many people in the line just cleared out.
Oh, wow.
It's like, okay, those people were just here to try to get something to flip.
Oh, yeah.
They were just standing in line when they heard it was E.H. Taylor. They just, we're done. We're out of here. They just left.
No, I'm all about the tater tube. That's where it's at.
Yeah. So,
I love the tater tube.
So they cleared out of line, and we went in when it did open at 9. We stayed, and we got a couple of E.H. Taylors. So I needed another small batch because I just killed one. So that's all right.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for instead of Blanton's, because I was like, oh, I can use another one. So thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so we got one for Patrick and one for ourselves.
And I was going to say, David, I know I highlighted your comment, but yeah, absolutely so true with New Rift, how the bottle fades from a black to a clear. You unfortunately get to see how little you have left in the bottle. So a little disappointing trick. You're like, okay, now it's time to go find another New Rift pick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Good marketing, I guess, but also very sad and depressing when you see it on your shelf. Like, I don't have much left.
Yeah, Renee said we went for an entire snake after they said that there wasn't going to be a special bottle. She's right. So we were here on the second snake, and we just went whoop right up to the end of the first. It was like, everybody just cleared out.
Yeah. And David, absolutely true. You always need one more.
Always get one more Taylor.
Yeah, always one more. I feel like I have a number of them. I'm very fortunate. I was able to get the barrel proof. I won a batch 11 from an OHLQ lottery a couple of years ago. So I've been very fortunate to get some of the higher end ones, but also they're just so good. It's really hard to beat with the 100 proof for the bottle and bonds, as well as just the single barrels, and also the higher ones that are more cash strength.
Jared, I thought batch 13 was fine. I think batch 12 is better, but batch 13 was fine at MSRP. I mean, I'm not going to pay that secondary price for it.
Yeah.
But at MSRP, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I got mine. I got batch 11 and I got a batch 13. I think the difference between the two over the 2 years was a difference of $10 of MSRP. I think it was like 80 and then jumped to like 90, something like that.
Yeah.
It was like $79.99 to $89.99, but
I think it was $87.99
or something like that. I don't remember. But the point is that for that price, absolutely worth it. And I personally, from my tastings, I know I tried the 12, but I think it went better from 11, 12, and 13 when we did the 3-way tasting.
Yeah, I like 12, but I've always liked 12 better than 11. When I've blinded them, I like 12 better. It's just got a darker notes.
But also, I think the 11 that you have compared to mine has been open longer. So
my 11's been open probably 7 months.
Yeah,
like that. So it's been a while.
I think that drastically changes it. It's obviously for the better, but yeah, they're really good. So I'm really interested to see what 13 is going to be like in 6 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Bourbon and Balls, thanks for joining us. Bourbon and Balls will be my guest next week on the live stream.
Oh.
So we're going to have them come in and join me.
Renee. Keep it down up there. Or Taz. Keep it down up there. Yeah. Little hellion dog they
have. Brad's complaining about our red trading system. That is the currency for trading bottles in Ohio is Weller Antique.
And I always try to do green. Just because it's easier to get, it's slightly cheaper, and it's easier to flip, in my opinion, sometimes. So it's easier to get your hands on. I don't have to wait and camp out for a Blanton's they do with red nowadays. It's a little crazy.
John says E.H. Taylor Batch 12 is one of his favorite pours. And thank you for joining us, John. I don't recognize the name.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I know John.
You know John?
I think sounds really familiar.
12 is my favorite E.H. Taylor barrel proof batch that I've had.
Yeah.
So I like that one a lot.
So I know we did the party and stuff last weekend when we came back. However, we had brilliant ideas after the party to not only do batch 11, 12, and 13 for E.H. Taylor barrel proofs. We had the grand idea to do Stag batch 24A, B, C, and D back to back. That was a fun ride home.
So that was two real nice flights.
Yeah,
that we did in a row.
It was phenomenal.
And that was after opening up with the 1924, an Old Fitz VVS, and an Old Fitz 11 year.
11 year. Yes, you're right. 11 year. Yeah. So
it was a heck of a night.
We had a good horse. We had a wild night. I can actually probably pull it up, but we had, because I'm I call it the documentarian, the secretary for the group. I document everything that gets tried. So we had a very, very nice list.
Yeah,
a lot of great fresh grass.
Bottles. Yeah. Very good bottles.
Yeah.
Trevor said red is tater currency. Well, you got to do what you got to do to get the bottles you can't get a hold of.
Exactly.
And you're either paying secondary. It ends up cheaper on you to trade than to pay cash,
because they mark up the red. Right. So I think red goes for about what, 65 right now, or close to it.
It's like it's what, 50. Is it? I don't know if it just went up or it was.
I think it's like
$59.99 plus
it's something
tax.
like that. So it's about $65, and I think the secondary value goes anywhere from like 85 to 100, depending on where you're at.
80 to 90 in Ohio.
Sometimes if you flip over to Pennsylvania, sometimes they go towards the 100 because it's harder over there.
Yeah.
In South Carolina, it's around 100, 110. So, yeah. But anyway, point of the story is, though, you can get 2 or 3 reds, and it will be essentially like close to $100 per bottle, and you can essentially save money by doing the legwork to do that.
So you're spending like, you may spend $300 to trade for a bottle they want to pay $500 for, but because of the trade value, you can get it. So you
just
end up getting it cheaper.
You just got to do the legwork, unfortunately,
it's still a pain. I mean, everybody would rather just be able to get the bottle at MSRP off the shelf. Yeah. That's just not going to happen.
No.
So, and I know they talk about the bourbon markets crashing, but I disagree with that statement. I don't think it is. I think production is upped, because when you have the limited bottles, it's still just as hard to get as it was before.
And speaking of limited bottles, I know
you ask Brad. He had to go in at midnight and wait at a Giant Eagle to get his H. Taylor barrel proof. So he did that 9-hour wait.
Well, what I was going to say is, I know it was one of your guys's bourbons of the year, the Russell 15.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was a 250 MSRP bottle that I got for $310 with the value of a trade. I don't know if the guy forgot to add an extra bottle on the docket, but I got it for $310 without waiting. So, and the guy delivered it to me, so it was even better. So, I mean, for an extra $60, I'm going to do that.
Hey, Jara, I like the Weller 107. I think it's got a nice palate. It's a nice everyday sipper.
It's a fantastic pour.
Now, and at $80, it's overpriced, but it's not out of control for secondary.
Yeah.
Because out of state, when I've traveled, I have seen those marked up to like $170 to $200.
Yeah.
And now that's too much.
So I frequent South Carolina a lot, and there's a store, I won't say the name, but if you're in the area, you're barely aware of it. But they do store picks every once in a while. It was the first time I've ever seen a store pick of Weller's Special Reserve.
Yeah, I've never seen a store pick.
It was the first time I saw it. I held it in my hand. It was going for $160.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
And then the red was $175, so a couple bucks more. But the Weller Full Proof was $250.
Yeah, I've seen them that much.
And all 3 were store picks.
That's been several years ago. They kind of came down.
Yeah.
But I think the store picks normally run around 200 still.
Yeah. And then they also had Eagle Rare store pick for 200. So just wild, absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's
just crazy. And this is like MSRP for them. This is like, this is because everyone is a tourist from out of town, they can buy it. Not the case for me. I will take a picture, say I saw it, held it in my hand, proof I saw it at this price, and then walk away.
Yeah, I recorded on the video to post on YouTube. But
yeah,
I
should start doing that when I travel, because I might be a little more active in the channel. But yeah.
So anyway. Buffalo Trace, we went in the morning, we got the E.H. Taylor, and then we got out and headed out, and around noon there was going to be a YouTube get together at New Riff, and so we planned to go to that. But before we did that, we got out about 9:30 out of Buffalo Trace, so we just made the beeline straight over to Louisville. So we just jumped in the car and headed straight over to Louisville, about an hour away, and we actually ended up hitting Old Forester, Michter's, Evan Williams, and a liquor store before we ever left to go to New Riff.
Yeah.
And
you guys did some work.
Yeah. Well, we kind of struck out at Old Forester. They had the 117 High Angel share, but we already got a couple of bottles of that, so we didn't grab any more. Mixers had a bottle of your own. I wasn't going to do that or stick around to do that.
Fort Nelsons are pretty good though.
They are, but I wasn't going to hang out, and we had places to be.
Yeah.
So we got to Evan Williams, and they had their Derby bottle, which I didn't even know anything about, but it's an Evan Williams single barrel.
It's got a pink wax on it.
Pink wax. It's got like the Derby pin in it, but it's 106 proof Evan Williams single barrel.
Compared to the 80, right?
They're normally 80. So I'm actually pretty excited to give that a try. I want to try a higher proof Evan Williams single barrel.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Can't wait for you to crack that.
Yeah.
I'd say I highlight a comment from Chip. Chip, you grabbed an Eagle Rare back in Savannah for about $50. I got one as well from I can't remember the name of it. It's like a gas station liquor store. And I think it's maybe Fresh Mart or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I got one down there. It wasn't a store pick, but I got one and it was the same price. But great, decent price on Eagle Rare, about $5 over MSRP. So not bad, especially for a store pick. That's awesome.
Jerry, you're missing out on some good bottles if you won't drink things that you can't get all the time, because like the Old Forester 1910, a Rare Breed, some of those things are really excellent pours. Yeah. So I mean they're really nice to have now and then, just to grab one.
Exactly. And then on top of that too, I think always good recommendation is if you're not willing to commit to a bottle, try to find a really good place that has a bourbon selection at a bar and explore, like for maybe $10 or $15 a pour, maybe a Blanton's or Eagle Rare or just other stuff in general, maybe a different variation of Jack Daniels. They usually have a wide variety of places or options to try. And Chip, cheers from Charleston. I saw that. So I was in the area last year. I got to come on down here shortly.
Cheers, Chip.
Yep.
Brad said, if anyone sees a 4, 7, or 8 Blue Label Old Forester, he wants it for under 100. So after we left Evan Williams, we went to Liquor Palette.
Yep.
A store over in Louisville. And we actually came across, there was a Warehouse H Floor 8. They're selling for like $88.75 or something like that, which is a good price, especially for a high floor like that.
Yep.
So I actually made the short on that for the store. But that was a good price for that bottle.
Yeah, and Keith ended up finding one for me for, I think it was about $75 with tax out the door. Okay. So I was like, that's a great price for a Old Forester single barrel proof.
Yeah.
I was like, sign me up all day long. So all about that. One of my favorites. If you couldn't tell, I love Old Forester. We're doing the single barrel. So this was our opener today.
Yeah.
Bottle kill, my first secondary purchase.
Trevor said he got an Eagle Rare, a handle of Eagle Rare, the 175, and it doesn't fit anywhere on the shelf. So
that just means you got to drink it quicker.
You can't really see it back here, but on the barrel, I have the whole family of Eagle Rares. I have the 375, a 750, and the 1.75 kind of lined up. It is too tall to fit anywhere.
Yeah, I got it too. It's so I have I call them like the warehouse shelves. I don't have anything like what Todd's setup looks like. Mine's like the warehouse shelving and whatnot. And I essentially made sure the gapping was big enough so I could fit that bottle on there. So it's on the floor. Even though I'm the king of floor whiskey, there is no floor whiskey at my house anymore.
Get up and show them the handle on camera.
Hey, Donald, cheers. I'm actually heading down to Carolina soon because there's a number of people that actually got, was it this one? Yeah, it's this one. That got this bottle. So I think there's
put that next to it. So that's
the
New Riff.
This is a normal bottle.
A pretty tall bottle. New Riff's a tall bottle too.
Yeah.
And that's a handle of Eagle Rare. So those Eagle Rare handles are pretty huge.
Yeah.
So that's the handle of Eagle Rare.
And Brad, to be honest, I did actually sell a couple bottles over the weekend because some friends got some of these picks.
Yeah.
They're actually in Erie, PA. And so I'm trying to actually meet up with them this weekend so I can drop them off. And they actually were like, do you have any extra Eagle Rare? Do you have a Willet 4-year? I'm like, yes. I'm like, okay, what do you want from? Like, because you guys are family friends, I'll just do it at cost. But yeah, I do essentially have a Costco in my basement.
Yeah, well,
it's a lot of stuff down there.
We got same down here. I got boxes.
You got a lot too. If only we can pan the camera left and right, we'd show you all the options we got here.
David came over and picked up his bottle, and he came down. He goes, when the first time people show up in your basement, do they say they feel like a kid in a candy store?
Yeah.
And he was just like looking around.
Yeah. No, it's funny. So on a separate side note, for our bourbon club, we meet together once a month. So 12 times a year. I was invited a number of times to join between someone else's house, Todd's and whatnot. And the first time I came down here, I was like, your basement looks pretty packed wall to wall with liquor. There's like almost too many options. Like if you've ever gone to like a huge house, like, do you ever get lost? It's like, do you ever remember like where your bottles are placed? Like it's the same concept. That's how I kind of interpret it. And I was like, there are so many good pours I've yet to try here, and it's awesome.
The New Riff barrel pick is awesome.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jared, there you go. Yeah. So that's one of the guys from Erie. I'm meeting up with him. I was just talking about him. Yeah. So Jared, glad you're able to join. Thank you. Glad you also got a bottle.
That's what we're drinking right now, and it's very good.
Yeah,
it's very good.
It is. So Jared, cheers. And on a separate side note, my friends down in South Carolina, this is actually I can't remember, Jared, if you're on Mrs. side or Josh's side, but long story short, cousins live in Erie, PA, and they were super pumped to get involved with the pick. So
yeah,
they bought it. I'm glad you guys did.
Well, you guys hope you enjoy it, and we'll have more coming, so you'll buy some of those too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
David said unicorns and rares everywhere, lotto bottles. It's impressive. He's talking about the basement.
Oh yeah. No,
we got a bunch of that out, and I have stuff in the back that you didn't see that I just don't have room for on the shelves.
Yeah, that's in a separate room over there.
Yeah.
Good smell. I love it. It's opening up like the vanilla, opening up the caramel.
And cheers, Matt. Yeah, Matt got his bottle, so I delivered some bottles Sunday. Yep. I went and saw Devin and delivered some for like Matt and Shane, and I think you opened it that night, if I remember right. The stock room.
Yeah.
Renee says the stock room. That's what we call the other side of the basement that's separated by the walls. That's our stock room.
It's got all empty extra bottles for water. It's got all the different cardboard boxes and everything.
Yeah. So anyway, after Louisville, and we stopped by Liquor Palette last, we headed up to New Riff, and we met up with Cask 529.
Yep.
And the guys from Bourbon and Balls, and some of the viewers. Brad was there, as well as Gandy Road and Husky Dog and some other people. So we just had we went up to New Riff, up to the Aquafire, the third floor bar, and they had the back room set up. They had a little sign said, was it YouTubers, whiskey tubers, something like that, YouTubers, something like that. So YouTube channel. So we went and sat down and spent, a few hours with meeting everybody. And it was really nice to meet some of the other channels.
I just wish I had the time off to do that.
Yeah.
I wish I was there to have one more day of someone watching my dog, and I would have been there. It would have been great. I had a place to crash in Monroe for free, but I just had someone else to watch my dog.
Do we have any bottles left? No, Jira. Unfortunately, we pre-sold this barrel pick because we were only going to buy the bottles we knew we could sell.
Yeah.
It was kind of our test run. And so all the bottles were spoken for.
However, I still was saying that we should have bought an extra case. Just maybe for a giveaway or something like that.
It was like a test run. It was our first thing as a channel. We're like, how is this going to go?
And we wanted to make sure it ran smoothly for those who did get it. So I think that's the forefront of what we did. Pick a really good bottle and make sure it gets to the people as quickly as possible. So I think doing that, we have a lot of good stuff. Cheers, Keith.
Keith got his bottles. I did see him Sunday, and I gave him his bottles.
And
we're drinking that right now.
And surprisingly, like I said, Keith helped me out getting a bottle. And I was going to give him some samples for pretty much his effort of muling for me. And he ended up actually giving me 9 1-ounce samples. He told me 8 originally and lied. There was 9. So it was a very happy surprise. I drank 3 last night, and they were all incredible. And I actually ordered one online that I tried. There was the smoke eye. It was pretty good. It's a blue corn, and not your cup of tea, but my cup of tea. I love the corns. Yeah.
Have you gentlemen ever gone to a whiskey riot? Solid, even though they had one in Buffalo last weekend. I am not familiar with what.
No, a whiskey riot, is that looting? because I would be all about looting a liquor store if I can get away with for free with a nice, good bottle.
Whiskey Riot's what happens like after the Buckeyes lose a game in Columbus.
Yeah. or I was gonna say if everyone just storms the liquor store for a release.
That happened after Philadelphia won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they had a Whiskey Riot over there in Philly.
They had to grease their door handles so people couldn't get in and out real easily.
Yeah.
Usually it's the light poles. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, we're right there. There you go. Great job on selling out. That's a great comment. There you go. Boom.
Thank you, Giro.
I think we ended up selling what, 72, 76? Something like
72.
that. 72.
Like 12 cases? 12,
something like that.
12 cases.
Yeah, we did a lot.
Renee said she tried. Oh, okay. So, there's some kind of whiskey festival that they do. That's what Whiskey Riot is, a whiskey festival where they have a bunch of different retailers come in. I think you can get samples or something.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Right. I remember you sending that.
I've done that with a beer fest or two.
Yeah, they had it in Buffalo. I think they have it in some other cities as well.
I love it.
Jira has 500 bottles this year. I feel you, but I don't know that many people. You just invite the same people over and over and over.
That's true. I was gonna say I don't know where your collection's at, but I'm around 475.
You're catching up. You were behind.
Yeah, I think
I can tell you.
I think over the last 6 months, I've really gone for more higher end bottles than because I've been trying to get verticals. That was my main thing. I want to be able to say I can do like a whole flight of Michter's or a whole flight of Old Forester. So
I'm at 504.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. That's my inventory count, 504. I use Whiskey Shelf to track my inventory. Everybody else uses Only Drams. I use Whiskey Shelf.
I use Only Drams only because I got halfway through my inventory and I took a break and then I forgot where I left off. So it's like rather than rescanning a million bottles. So according to this, I want to hide that real quick. But I'm around 490 actually.
Oh, there you go.
So
you're just a little bit behind.
Yeah. So I don't know how well people can see that little thing. A lot of a lot of common and uncommon because I wanted to, like I said, try to collect the verticals of everything.
If you subtracted craft, he'd be at 130.
No, I don't have that many. I don't have that many craft. Maybe.
Brad, I've absolutely had nights I've done that. I've had nights where we've had people open, we've had so many bottles open, I might have like 3 different pours in front of me and not remember what was what. And
that is why I am the documentarian and I try to mark and label everything. So we'll give a shout out to Jim. Jim's on the Patreon member, obviously a member of our group and whatnot. And he did the hosting for December. Yeah. And it was the last one of the year. We ended up doing finished products. So it's got to be a non-oak or toasted. It was anything but those two. Because I feel like that would have been just the prominent flavor and variants. But we ended up doing, I think, 9 different openings. Everybody picked their own sample, what they wanted to try. So I had to write down everything. So I did that, and we tried a million different bottles after the event. So it was a lot of writing.
Brad said he'd push any pick in the future in all the groups he's in. Picks are fun and always the best juice. I agree.
Yeah.
And what I'm actually thinking of doing is I've talked to one of the online distributors that does nationwide distribution about the next pick we do. It goes to them and they would set up a link for us for people to go buy. That way I could release it by Patreon level
and I think
then release it to general.
Well, I think in that case too, based off your tier level, it'd be password set. So you would, let's say for your highest tier,
when I release it on Patreon, I can just release that link to just the Patreon.
Oh yeah, you can do it that way. But sometimes because there'll be, let's say it's on Sealbach or Bourbon Outfitters or whatever. But usually they have a password, so it's already on the site for the general public. But you need the password in order to get in. So then you just get access to it based off that. You release the information out.
Yeah. So I would like to do next time we do it, instead of trying to handle distribution like delivering to people and stuff like that, and keeping it localized. Yeah. If we could have it somewhere that can ship nationally, and that way viewers, I don't have to try to ship stuff myself or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Or you can just do what I do and drive down to the different states and just hand deliver.
I guess if you want to go that way.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it for I think like 18 or 19 bottles of the ones that I was able to collect on. We're in South Carolina, so I think we're probably gonna do a bottle share when we get down there. That should be fun.
Have we had Casey Jones? I have had Casey Jones. I have done the I have done the Bourbon Trail, so I've been to all the distilleries on the Bourbon Trail. Casey Jones is one of them. Mm-hmm. They make moonshine. They make bourbon. Their bourbon was okay, not great, but their moonshine was pretty good. Okay. And they actually sold a kit. They called it a Moonshine Arita, which was like a mix with it was like a mix and their moonshine and everything, a whole kit and a big jug to make a mixed drink. And it was actually pretty good. They had like a peach one and stuff. It was pretty good. Moonshine. Yeah, it was good. So I enjoyed their moonshine more than I actually enjoyed their bourbon.
The last time I had moonshine, I was up at my campsite, and they do wild live bands, DJs, whatever, on Friday and Saturdays.
Yeah, Moonarita, that's what they called it.
And this one guy, it's like a BYOB open like park style where you have like a little pavilion, and they ended up this guy had a backpack, a jar full of Mason, and goes, "Here, have some fruit." And just gives me like this fork, stab it, get strawberry. Next jar was peaches. Oh, it was. That's how I like to ingest fruit.
Yeah,
that's how I like it. It's soaked in moonshine.
So so Brad said that he'd mule as a third party for anybody from a pick. If we do a pick,
Brad just wants to get into picks. That's all he wants.
He wants to be on the pick.
There's a motive. That's it. We see right through you.
Well, any picks going forward, the Patreon.
Yeah.
Same thing to fill out the team. We're going to be doing, our Patreon, premium Patreon members are going to be the people who fill out the team.
And in addition to that too, I know depending on where you go, some distilleries will be open to allowing more people. So I know for New Riff, they cap out at 8. But some other places, like I know we've been to in the past, like Watershed, they've done like up to 20.
Yeah, some do fewer. I actually reached out to. So this week I've been reaching out to different distilleries to kind of get information on their barrel pick programs, and there's one that only do 5. So
that's interesting.
It really varies from distillery to distillery.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, I think if we can obviously, if it all works out, and there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes to that, but if there is a way to make it where more people were involved, I think it just makes for a greater community and obviously just a way better tasting of better opinions.
The biggest one I've ever been to is at Old Dominic. We had 30 people.
I think it was 50.
I think it was 30. I don't remember. I thought it was like 32. It was something like that. It was
still high.
That's a lot of people.
Most I did, I think, was Watershed. It was Watershed. I think there ended up being 22.
Cheers, Steven.
They want to say they had 20, and then 2 spouses showed up. They're like, well, we'll just include them. So yeah, they had like 22 on a pick, which was my very first barrel pick. It was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been reaching out to different distilleries. We're trying to decide what to do and how we're going to do it. It's kind of a lot of decisions to make on the next pick.
Yeah. Eric, this is hilarious. It's been roughly 35 years since you've had some shine.
Because he made his friend made it in their dorm.
Man,
I have made my own moonshine. I have a still out in my shed.
That's
awesome. And I have some that I've made. So
I think I've tried that.
I've got a small barrel of rye whiskey that I did myself that's been aging for over 2 years now.
It's only got 4 more years to go.
Yeah.
Maybe you should call the feds. Go get a bottle and bond.
Yeah, get a bottle and bond.
It was one distilling season.
Single shed.
Yeah. No, I was going to say also, I saw Brad, you posted that, was it Frank August or Augusta?
Augusta, they did a 15-year. They did Augusta 15 years.
They said they had 10 people there. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I know he said they had, I think he said they did 5 barrels. And then they brought out a 6-barrel, like a honey barrel.
He said they were like, well, we got this one. Just wheeled it on out.
Yeah. But he did it with Brandon's channel. And I know Brandon has a really good relationship with that distillery. Yeah. He's done like a little documentary on them and stuff.
Yeah. So it helps when you know people who know people. Yeah. You get all those benefits. That's what Brad's trying to do. That's why he's trying to get all these picks.
The Augusta stuff, I mean, I've had the 10-year and I've had the Old Route 8,
Old Route 8. I think they have with the 10, a 13,
a 15,
a 15, and I want to say they have a 17.
I have seen that. They had that at one of the stores we went to in Florence, and it was like $400 something dollars.
It's a bit pricey. But I think I've tried a majority of them except for the 17 because I know that bourbon guy and just being at a bar or two, I've been able to try a number of them. So speaking of which, there you go. You just posted. Well, no, I was going to say, we'll get back to your comment, Brad. That bourbon guy is a little more important. But yeah, so anyway.
See, that's why you're not invited to his house.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know where his other friends and family live. So it's okay. I'll chill with them and all the cats. But it's good. But yeah, no, I was gonna say let's see. Paul, let me know when you go. I'll go with you.
Yeah, I haven't been to Augusta. I have not been to that distillery.
No.
So I
don't
know. It's okay. The stuff I've had from them is okay. I've not been blown away by it.
Yeah, I know. It's not a lot of their older
but
stuff
I know
is
that's
good.
MGP because that's all the older stuff.
Yeah,
I know they have their own stuff aging, but they won't release it till it hits 8 years old.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I know. For me, one of the ones that I don't like, and I know they do source everything from Legacies, MGP, Nulu. I just do not like how Nulu is finished. I've had maybe 1 or 2 bottles that are like okay
of Nulu.
Yeah, and I went on a tour there for a friend's bachelor party. It was like a last minute thing. We're like, well, this is like next door to the Airbnb. Let's go. And it was just like not ideal. I was like, this is
this is one distillery I wouldn't mind doing a barrel pick at. I love Sagamore Rye.
I hate Baltimore, but you know what? I'll go there.
Yeah,
go Browns.
And they're one of the ones I've reached out to. I haven't heard back from yet about their single barrel program. I've been a fan of Sagamore for several years now.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting. You as well as SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. You guys got me in the SAG.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. They talk very highly of Sagamore, and obviously you. And as much as I hate how your bottles usually win during our barrel picks, or should say our monthly bourbon group picks, I have once again, just like New Riff, have not had a bad pour from Sagamore.
Yeah.
And I have the double oak.
I love the double oak. That's a great shelfer. Yeah,
oh my god,
a great shelfer.
So good. And it's only
I think I saw something. Yeah. So Brad just posted double oak. Won a blind for him. Yeah, that double oak Sagamore is great.
Yeah, and then to go along with it with Eric, right here, like just so good. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. And then Steven.
And I like both those. And I reached out to Hard Truth because I would really love to do a pick of one of their bourbons. However, they said they are only doing ryes for their single barrels. They're not doing any of their bourbons as single barrel picks yet.
I mean, personally, say you did a barrel pick at Hard Truth, I would say yes. I would say yes. Where are they located? Actually, I don't even know.
Nashville, Indiana, which is about an hour from Louisville.
Not to be confused with Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Indiana.
Nashville, Indiana. Okay.
It's about an hour from Louisville. Yeah.
There you go. A little north.
Yeah. Hard Truth. They only do right now their high road rye or their sweet mash rye are the only 2 options they do for barrel picks.
Yeah.
Not their bourbons.
Personally, I would give that one a go. Mainly because if you want to even do the alternation as a channel, I think it'd be a really cool idea of like, hey, we just did a bourbon. Next one we're gonna do is a rye. Then just kind of rotate back and forth, or do a finished one.
That's an idea. That's an idea. I was also looking at American light whiskeys.
Yeah, anything. Just rotate it. Don't do like the same thing back to back. I know it's obviously based off timing, but
Trevor with the Go Ravens.
I say down. No, go Brownies. I know he's got an orange hat on, but if you could see behind us, there's a giant curtain that has the Cleveland Browns, and also some fat head wall art. Yeah.
Sweet mash is amazing. It is. The Hard Truth Sweet Mash rye is very nice.
It is
very good for sure.
And it's interesting. I did not know what a sweet mash was until I went to.
Oh, you didn't know the difference?
Two different distilleries. Because one I was like, in passing. Oh, I'm familiar with mash bills, and I'm familiar with like a sweet and sour mash. but I didn't like hit like the actual definition. So I went to your favorite High Wire Distillery, and then other one was actually Wild Turkey. I did a tour at Turkey, and they were talking about how once a year they do a sweet mash because they clean out
restart the process.
Yep, they restart the process once a year.
Reuse the grains.
Yep. So it's interesting.
Donald says that Sagamore has a special Ravens bottle.
Yeah, they do, unfortunately. And I think Todd has it.
Do say they do have a special Ravens bottle. I am not a Ravens fan, but this was gifted to me by a Ravens fan.
That makes sense of why you have it.
Yeah,
because otherwise it might have been used as gasoline or just dumped into a decanter. So you don't have to see this. That's probably what I would have done. I would have dumped it into the decanter and have a little bit more fun that way. So that way I'm like, oh, write down the stats. This is actually batch 1.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. It was gifted to me by a friend that is actually on the poker site where I first started. Our first barrel pick I ever did was from a poker site.
Yeah, was it the New Riff one?
That new riff, the very first scrub donkey.
So I've actually, this is a little side note. One of the first times that I met Todd was obviously, as a lot of you know from the lore, is that we
Trevor, absolutely, I'll agree on that.
Yeah,
F the Steelers.
F fun. But I was gonna say though,
Keith's probably in the chat. I think he's a Steelers fan.
That's unfortunate. But what I was gonna say is one of the first times that we met was obviously just bourbon hunting and whatnot.
Yeah.
We went to a bottle share together, and the bottle that he brought was actually that donkey one. I said literally the next time that you do a pick at New Riff, because you've done 2 or 3 at that time.
Yeah.
I was like, let me know. And I think obviously the rest is history because I've done the last 2 picks with you.
Right.
So speak it and it comes true. So Brad, I totally get where you're coming from, trying to get a part of any kind of pick.
But yeah, so Sagamore, I'd love to do a Sagamore pick. I would definitely love to do a hard truth pick. I do love their rye. I really want to do one of their bourbons though.
Yep.
I love that 4 grain. I'd love to do a pick of that 4 grain.
That bourbon guy at the Steelers and that Bradshaw bourbon. I completely agree. Not a fan of Bradshaw's bourbon. Not a fan.
25 to 30 people constant on the live. That's pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
If that's what we're doing, that's pretty good. I like that.
Especially as an average.
Yeah.
That's good because I know it's been when we first started, or when you guys first started, it's been around that 10 to 15.
Yeah, we had a lot of 5 to 10 average. So picked up a short barrel hazmat bourbon and an Old Fourth double cask cognac.
Ooh.
I have never heard of Old Fourth. I do know short barrel. They're out of Atlanta. They are like River Roots up here. Where they take they source barrels from a lot of different distilleries. Then take them to their place to age and bottle them.
I went to Chip. I went to when I was down in Atlanta. My brother's actually in Pooler. So I went to Pooler Liquor and Spirits, wherever that store is, and they had a store pick of Knob Creek for $50 flat. So I think it was like 55 out the door with tax. And then I also got a short barrel toasted, and I think it was like 55 or 60. So I have one short barrel. I think it's pretty good. I know it's more of that like small batch, but it is pretty solid. I enjoy it.
Yeah, he said short barrel is bee's knees. Yes, short barrel released the bee's knees. We were down in Kentucky. We also have a cigar batch. I'm curious to what their cigar batch is like.
Yep. And that bourbon guy, I know you said you're bowling. Are you enjoying that store pick or restaurant pick of Weller Foolproof?
Cheers, cheers, Donald.
Cheers. Hey, there we go. Chip right below it. High Wire, baby. I love High Wire. Alexander and the whole team out there does great things. I know he doesn't agree. He's not a big corn guy. He doesn't like grains.
No, I'm fine with corn. I don't like things that taste grainy. And the one you brought was extremely grainy.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of High Wire. I've had a personal tour with Alexander and the owners. Big fan out there. I love them.
Cheers, Donald.
We already said cheers.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
So we've had a lot of people come in since the beginning. What's everybody drinking? What's everybody got tonight? Thank you so much, Keith. He said 6 Super Bowl rings, go Steelers.
Listen,
that's why I'm more of a college football fan. Go Buckeyes.
Yeah. No, it's funny for 2 things. One, the Browns don't have any Super Bowl rings, but we do have NFL championships.
Four NFL championships.
It's like a precursor to what is the modern era.
Yeah.
But with that being said, though,
they're never going to win another one because
we're going to go
incompetent ownership.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But Keith, for Todd's birthday, I got him a Browns hat because I figured it'd be a good thing to throw on the ground when we mess up. But also I have the option of getting him a blanket for the Browns or for the Buckeyes. And Renee was like, he needs the blanket for the Buckeyes, so he'll use it more. Yeah. I go, probably.
Yeah, I do. And I do, like in the winter, when I sit in my chair, I keep a blanket on my lap, and that's what I use is the Ohio State blanket.
It also shields you from the millions of pets that you have.
Yeah, all of our cats and stuff, yeah.
And Taz. And Taz. Can't forget the dog.
Yeah.
Taz is my favorite. I don't like cats that much.
Don't start that.
All right, chat. Where you at? Cats or dogs?
Anyone hitting up the Bourbon Trail Easter weekend, Ryan is asking.
Ooh.
We will not be because that is my wife's birthday. So we'll be here celebrating Easter and her birthday. And the following weekend is the Wyouter hunt at Jack Daniels for the Squires. So we plan to be down there at Jack Daniels Distillery.
What I was going to say is that what your game plan is publicly? Because last time you did a trip to Colorado or something.
We did last year for her birthday. We did a 2-week road trip.
Yeah.
We ended up on her birthday. We stayed at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, and we did the Bigfoot Festival. In Estes Park that day.
So it was a gift for him as well as for
her. Well, no, she's just as much into the crypto stuff as I am.
All I know is I don't see her wearing Yeti and Sasquatch stuff.
She got
Mothman.
She's got Mothman.
You got Mothman on,
I got Mothman on right now.
So funny story. I was like, Todd, are we wearing New Rift or are we wearing Four Roses apparel because Valentine's Day it's red, it's Four Roses, or because we did a pick for New Rift? And he goes, yeah, either one works. And I show up and he's wearing a Mothman shirt. I was like, I thought we were going to try to match today.
Brad has 3 cats.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we have 3 cats as well.
No, and Dave, I'm right there with you. Cat people do weird things like buy cats. I completely agree.
There's nothing weird about that.
No, very weird. Very weird. At least you have a dog, so it balances it out.
We have a house full of animals.
Ooh,
what is this? Polar package.
Oh, one more up.
It moved on.
Well, yeah. Polar
package for 79 4-gate split stave.
Chip, I email Todd. I will give you my information through him. If you want to do it, was it Whiskey Sippers something 2024 at Gmail? Type it in.
You want the email address?
Yeah. Type Chip. Listen to this, or copy and email him. And I'll get my information and give it to him to split with you. My brother lives in Savannah. If you can buy that because he's too lazy to go buy stuff for me, but he will definitely meet you. That would be awesome to get a 4-gate for $80. I would be all about that. I will Venmo you.
I mean, I know what 4-gate is, but I haven't really had any. So,
but for that, every time I've seen a 4-gate, it's around 200. So
fair.
Even if it's not as great as some of the other ones, I think that price is pretty awesome, especially at 112.5.
3 cats and 3 dogs, Steven. You got me beat.
You balanced it, though. You balanced it. You had 3 dogs in there. Yeah, they just show up.
They say you don't need to buy cats. Yeah, you can just go pick them up. They're pretty easy to find.
Yeah, I think there's a couple alleyways down the street. They have them.
He says, Chip, join the Discord or Patreon.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chip, we do have a Patreon community and we have a Discord community. And under the description of our regular videos, you can go look, and there should be links to both.
Yep.
So if you go to our latest video, you'll find links to Discord and Patreon and the shop and all that, our TikTok, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy you still use TikTok. But anyway, there's different tier levels on the Patreon. I still think if I'm not mistaken, there is a free status.
There is a free level on Patreon.
A free level, yeah.
So, and we use that because when we did do a barrel pick, and we will in the future, we release it through Patreon first. Yep. We start at the highest tier level, and then we give like a couple hours for them to buy. And then we go to the next tier level and work our ways down to the free tier level. And then like going forward, if it doesn't get sold out, we'd release it to the public. But we go through Patreon first. And if it sells out, it sells out to the Patreon. So
yeah. Yep.
Live on a farm. You don't have to buy any cats or dogs. They just show up on the farm. Yeah.
Same with raccoons and mice and everything.
And possums.
Yeah.
Anything else you want. Dogs less than 40 pounds are identified as cats. Our dog is like, he's not this tall, but he weighs more than 40 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dog is 64, 65 pounds. She's also
you have a really your dog's big.
She's a little taller. She's a little taller than like my knee height, and I'm 6 foot. But I have an irrational fear about small dogs. I'm gonna step and kill them. Probably why cats are like that category for me. I'm gonna step and kill them, even though they're quick and nimble. But I'd rather feel safer with roughhousing a dog.
Steven asked when he's getting the William Louis Weller sample. He went a couple of weeks ago. Everything got shipped out yesterday. All the bottles and samples from the giveaway, as well as the barrel pick that we picked up this weekend. I shipped them all out this week. I didn't ship out the winnings from the 1,000 subscriber giveaway early because I waited until we got the barrel pick because I knew it was the next weekend, so I could just make one trip. To UPS.
But the only
it's all been shipped out now.
The only problem is though, Steven, is that actually got mislabeled and gets sent to my house.
Right.
Yeah. So sorry in advance. The pick actually is going to me.
So they actually got dropped off at UPS yesterday and picked up yesterday afternoon to go through the whole shipping thing.
Hey, I'm just glad after saying that whole conversation that you're okay with it coming to my house.
So, yeah, you'll be getting it here probably in a few days.
For the record, Renee, he is a great boy. Not just a good boy. He's a great boy.
He's a good dog. Taz is a good dog. He's a good fat dog.
Pleasantly plump.
Pleasantly
plump.
Yeah. The doctor said he needed to lose weight. That's the same thing they tell me. So
they tell me it's all right here.
Right. Patrick, now that you are taken, do you have to ask to buy bourbon? That's a good question. Does she have a control over your finances yet?
No control over my finances.
Just recently got into an official relationship.
As of yesterday, I've been talking to this girl since November. Decided to finally make it official as of yesterday. However, with that being said, no. And I think actually it's nice because I'm going on a trip with her at the end of March, beginning of April with her, which is kind of nice. And the other exciting thing is that we're looking at doing an event of actually going to what is it now? Huntington Field, where the Browns play. They changed the name recently.
Did they really?
Yeah, I think it's Huntington Field, but we're actually going to try to go to the Columbus Crew, Miami, whatever they are, to see Lionel Messi play. So so I'm pretty excited about that. So it should be fun.
Is that where you're going? That's going to be your trip? Is going to be Columbus?
No. They're playing in Cleveland.
Oh, so your trip's going to be Cleveland. That's not really a trip.
No. Two things. So that event is going to be in Cleveland when they come up from Miami.
Okay,
and then we're going down to Florida for like a week.
Okay, you're going down to Florida. Okay.
Palm Beach.
So that's
Palm Beach.
Yeah. So that's going to be your road trip together.
We're flying together, but yes, we're not driving. Okay, we're not that stupid.
You really want to find out if you're compatible. Spend 3 or 4 days in the car together.
No, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. And thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. I feel like it's very nice to get back into a relationship. So I'm very excited.
Chip said join Patreon page and the Discord. Well, thank you, Chip, for joining, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm on there too. I don't know if it's P Sankey or PJ Sankey, but I know for the Discord I'm PJ Sankey. Not sure about Patreon. I'm not as active on that as I probably should be.
Yeah, I'm
considering I'm on this channel a lot.
Yeah. But road tripping with someone is how you really find out how compatible you are.
Yeah. So far for us, we've done a road trip to Youngstown. So a 2-hour drive there and back. But not that far. It's not that far.
Yeah.
No, not that far.
Got to travel together for days.
Yeah, no, we haven't gone to that stage yet. It's a new relationship. We want to make sure it stays in a relationship.
Keith, we'll see you.
Cheers.
Discord link in the title is expired.
Interesting.
Expire?
I don't know. Maybe it's only like a 24-hour thing, so we might have to re-upload that.
I'll have to see.
Yeah, interesting. Well, Chip, don't worry. We'll get it updated for you here shortly.
I think he found it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I can go pull it up.
Or if someone's able to do it in chat, go ahead and upload an invite link and put it in there, and we'll favorite it for a hot second. Barrow is doing some behind the scenes
work
that you guys can't see, but
this should be it. Oh, it's only good for 7 days. If you're sure.
Well, I think that might be the same link. But,
yeah, so maybe this doesn't work.
Well, I think it's good to know for the future. If we obviously live stream every Thursday.
Every Thursday you have to renew the link.
Well, no, but I'm saying before we go live, we'll just refresh it. That way, it's good for the people joining.
Okay,
so it's good to know. Thank you for the notes. We're learning something new. That. Yeah.
Hey, Discord was new for me.
It's a Brad thing.
No, it's not a Brad thing. Charles.
No, that's right. Yeah, it was
Patreons.
Yeah.
Because people wanted to talk about trading and stuff like that. You can't really do that in Patreon because you don't want to get in trouble and lose your Patreon. So he helped us set up the Discord. I really didn't use Discord much before that.
So. Chip, we'll get you a new link here shortly, so don't worry about that.
It's invalid. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get a new one and make sure. Obviously, when I think for lives they get re-uploaded the next day. So we'll make sure it's uploaded for that. Yeah. However, I did just watch Wicked for like the 10th time yesterday or on Sunday.
I've never seen it.
Oh, so good. It's a Wizard of Oz spinoff, but pay no attention to the man behind the
curtain. There you go. Try that one, Chip. Yeah. Brian just posted that Discord link, so I'm guessing maybe that's worked. There's our current link.
So go ahead and save
there you go. Try that one. Thank you, Brian.
Yes, thank you
for the assist. Yeah. We need to pick another bottle. I'm sitting here with.
I need to pick one. Yeah. Well, just do that one. We were talking about tater stickers.
You want to do the Detling?
Yeah. I've actually not tried that one.
You have not?
No. So I had a chance to, but I haven't.
This is a Detling single barrel pick, and to me, the barrel picks of Detling are better than the off the shelf offerings.
Yep, that's what I've been told.
This particular one was from a group called Bourbon Together.
Yep,
and the proceeds went to help fight cancer.
Which is a great cause. Yeah. But more importantly, for however much this bottle is, it's actually better. It's better to essentially pay for the sticker on this one because it goes to a good cause.
Yeah. So 116.7, something like that. 58.32%.
Nice and light.
So it's got super. Brad said Detling is so good. It is chocolatey. This one is very chocolatey.
I was going to say, Renee, it's a good call. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be our last one or not. However,
I'm not sure if it is either.
I don't either.
We'll do one more after this. We'll do one more.
We'll
stick around for a little bit.
But either way, to F cancer. That's what this one's
F
for.
Cancer for sure.
I feel like this is.
I think that's something that everybody agrees on because most people know somebody who's been affected by cancer,
family member or anything like that. But more importantly, I think it's just really good rally behind the cause and cheering for that individual who's going through a terrible time.
Yeah.
So yeah, all about that.
It's very chocolatey.
All about that. So yeah.
I think this is Brian's link. Cast529 has a Discord. I've highlighted it here. And go ahead and join them as well. Discord things are free, so you're not paying for anything.
Yep.
I'm on there, so.
Yep.
And we're good friends with Cast529. We've been communicating a lot since we started the channel. You know, we talked back and forth. We went to the get together.
They're talking
about doing another one.
So. And they were a part of the channel for the $1,000 subscriber party.
1,000 subscriber party.
I was the peanut gallery over there.
Yeah, causing trouble when I was trying to do a lot.
No trouble. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, this is delicious. This smells so good. I get like that coca, almost like a little maltiness, a little caramel.
It's a little bit of malt, but there's a lot of.
I get a little salt too, like
kind
of salt,
like a dark chocolate.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Not like a milk chocolate,
dark chocolate, cocoa. Yeah, kind of that like if you eat that European dark chocolate, where it's sweet, but it's also a little bit of that bitterness to it.
Yeah,
it's like that. Drinking Eagle for the USA Canada game tonight. I think that starts at 8. we'll be done before then because I definitely want to go see that.
Under 3 fights in the first 10 seconds.
No, I don't think they'll go beat what they did the other night. That was crazy.
Hey,
they had
3 fights in 9
seconds. Yeah.
The crazy stat is USA played Canada 15, maybe 25 years ago. The father of 2 of the 3 fighters, he did a fight within the first 20 seconds of that game. And his 2 sons were part of the 3 fights that happened in the first 9 seconds of that game. So it's just a wild thing that's father like son, and like this is hockey. Welcome to America.
Yeah, I think I had read that was the first time in 20 years there's been a fight.
Yeah,
and
I said that was
setting,
but that was the father.
Yeah,
he did the fight in that first 20 seconds, and then 2 of his sons who were on the team.
The Chuck, I can't
pronounce it either.
Yeah.
But those 2 guys, they ended up fighting in the first 9 seconds.
I think that was really triggered by the whole booing. I think they were. I think they were just angry. The whole thing. So
yeah. I mean, it goes to show you don't mess with freedom.
Eric loves the Detling. He was able to get a bottle. Yeah. So I think you got the same bottle, right, Eric?
Yep.
From that. I think you're in the same Bourbon Together group.
Yep.
It's a really, really nice pick.
It's great. And then Chip, obviously love of getting a spread to another great whiskey tube channel. I know Cask 529 does some great stuff. Great stuff.
They do good stuff. They do. If you like trivia, they do a live stream trivia every week.
Yep.
So they do and it's not just always whiskey. They did like Dukes of Hazzard and other stuff like that.
What is the General Lee?
But so they do a lot of trivia. They do trivia every week.
What is Daisy Duke's shorts?
That was something that you tuned in to watch when you were a teenager in the 80s.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't that I wasn't alive then. However, Jessica Simpson, I think, did a great job, and they're in the remake with Johnny Knoxville.
I actually saw that movie. Yeah,
that was a good one. Burt Reynolds. Oh, that's Dash.
Yeah. So so that was so we did the meeting. Anyway, I should get back to what we did.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, we had a little tangent here.
We got off on a tangent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we met up with Cask 529 and Bourbon and Balls and everybody there at New Riff.
Yep.
And we had a good time. It was nice meeting everyone there. Had some drinks and some like appetizers and stuff. And then after that, we left and we went to some more liquor stores. So we hit some of the liquor stores up there in the Newport area, and we didn't really find anything, but we came home. Yeah. So we were talking about staying that night. So Saturday night, we were like, maybe we should go back to Buffalo Trace and stay and try on Sunday. And, we were debating it, and we were like, well, no, because I had actually set up to see Devin that next at like around 1:30 on Sunday. I was like, if we stay, we're not going to make it to the meeting, see Devin, the meetup. So we said, no, we'll go home. Well, I'm glad we did, because then like Kentucky flooded.
Yeah.
It like flooded Sunday. Like I had no idea something was coming that was going to happen, whatever. But like Buffalo Trace shut down because it was flooded, and like places down there in Kentucky were flooded and people are dying. I'm like, wow, I'm kind of glad we actually had something set up. We had to meet Devin to come home, so we didn't get caught in that. Yeah.
That's wild. Absolutely wild.
So yeah, that was actually a little bit of luck on our side.
Yeah,
we didn't stay.
And as Renee's kind of alluding to,
that's right.
Went to Uncorked, and I didn't have a chance to go. I got a little tied up with my plans of trying to get back, plus being awake for like 22 hours of the 24. It's a little crazy. But Renee and Todd ended up going to Uncorked, which is one of my favorite stores. And they said that they had the newer Four Roses picks, the new recipes, the red labels.
They had a couple of them that, so if you don't know, well, you have the 10 different recipes and Four Roses at Barrel Strength. They've always had.
I'm one away from collecting the whole set
of the Barrel Strength.
Of the Barrel Strength, like the 175.
But now ones. they're releasing their regular single barrels, the 100 proof for each recipe. It's always been traditionally just OBSV.
OBSV
has been the recipe they've always used for their 100 proof single barrels. Well, now they're releasing the 100 proof single barrels and all the different recipes.
Yep. They have three.
And they have a red label on them.
Yep. So they're slightly different. With that being said, I think they said they had all three, or they had two of them. They had 2 of them. And so I was like, Todd, if you can grab one for me, that'd be awesome. How many points do you have? They said, oh, we have enough. But I'm like, well, use mine. That way yours aren't tainted or being used. And they're like, no, you can't say
they wouldn't let
somebody else's.
Yeah, we couldn't use somebody else's points without them being there.
But I was like, put me on the phone. I'll tell them, like, this is for me. Like, buy it for me. I'm paying them for my bottle at MSRP or whatever they're paying for it. And I was like, just use my points. They said no.
Yeah, so we just ended up using our points to get him one of those bottles.
Yeah.
I think it was OBSF.
Yeah, F. Yeah,
OBSF.
So I got the F1, which I think has like a minty caramel and something. I took a look at it. I don't remember, but I wanna get the other 2 before I open all 3. I want to do like a tasting or like a flight.
Well, eventually they're gonna have all of them.
So. Well, I know, but what's currently being released?
It would be if you get the OBSV, the original, you'd have 4.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I do. Well, I have the Pasadena pick. That's my.
But that's a barrel strength.
It's no. It's 100 proof. The Pasadena one, it's 100
no,
proof.
It's not, is it?
It is. Yeah,
that's weird.
It is weird. So obviously, as everyone knows,
we'll grab another bottle.
Go for it. Go surprise me.
Last bottle.
And this one will be for Devin. So the pick that I got, I actually traded for it. It was 2 green Wellers, and it ended up being a Rose Bowl from the Pasadena Rose Bowl committee pick, 100 proof, because I think they wanted people to like actually drink it, not like, oh my god, this is too strong for people who aren't bourbon people. So it ended up being 100 proof, and it was awesome. It's delicious.
So we're gonna do one last pour for Devin,
as
he has left on his route to deployment to parts unknown.
Unknown to everyone.
So we have to do a Michter's. So we have a toasted barrel strength rye.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
And Devin cannot be with us. He will be gone for about 9 months. But in his place, we have little Devin, who will be joining us week to week.
I love that. That's hilarious.
On the channel.
I feel like Renee, it's not just like where's little Devin, it's like a where's Carmen Sandiego. If anyone knows that reference from like the late 80s, 90s.
I need to get some tape, and I can just tape him right up there. Little Devin can join us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here, let me see this real quick. So I know obviously we have a number of different bottles that are open and whatnot. This one's a bottle kill, but maybe we'll be able to have them set up right above the should be good. There you go.
There you go. So little Devin will join us.
Yeah.
And we'll have a Michter's toast.
Put it right above the chat. There you go. That's perfect. It was this one. Well, cheers to Devin. Thank you for what you do.
And stay safe.
Stay safe. We want to obviously make sure you come back, and I'm sure the people miss you, let alone me and other future guests. They probably want you back better than us. but the show goes on. The show goes on. It's funny. I know you actually got me this bottle, but I have yet to crack it open. I don't know. Which one was it? Was it the bourbon, not the rye? I got the bourbon. Okay. I just remember it was toasted.
I got you the toasted bourbon, but I don't think it was barrel strength. It was just the regular toasted bourbon.
Either way, it's a bottle that
this is the rye.
It was like $10 over MSRP.
Yeah. It was about $10.
It was a great price. I was like, chalk me up.
Yep. Cheers, Devin, from everyone.
Yep.
If you watch this later,
which hopefully you do.
Yeah.
Hopefully get some Wi-Fi, use a VPN.
I don't know where he'll be, what kind of setup they have. Who knows? I don't know anything about that.
But. I know. I know in my family I have a lot of military members. My uncle that I said dropped off a bottle off earlier in the show.
That's got a great nose.
He was Air Force or Chair Force, as some people say. And then my uncle, he was also Air Force. I have another cousin who was Army. Another one was Army. I have one that's currently an MP for like pretty much a base. But a lot of military history and whatnot in my family. But the cool thing is, as a lot of members obviously have done family, we've done a number of different things for them. And I know we have the little Devin right here. When we had usually a stuffed animal of that person's choosing. So anytime there was like a special event, whether it be a birthday or a wedding or whatever that they missed, we would bring that particular thing just to show that we were thinking about them. So similar to, like I said, to the little Devin, but we would do that and say like, hey, we're doing this special life event that we're thinking of you during this time. And my one cousin, Nikki, he went to Afghanistan. So it's afterwards, whatever, we can talk about it. But he ended up, he was an x-ray tech. So he was like packing sweatshirts and sweatpants to go to the desert because he works in like the x-ray centers and they have to be like super cold for all the machinery to work. She's like, yeah, I'm the only one like packing wrongly to go to a desert. Like I'm bringing sweatshirts and warm gear to work. So it's kind of interesting.
Cheers, David.
Yep. Cheers.
Yeah. To you and Brian, both who are veterans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cheers.
And I want to say thank you to Devin and Brad, who both gave us bottles, and Matt, who gave us all bottles to put into the infinity barrel.
Yep.
So we got a Wild Turkey 101 from David. We got a Early Times Bottled and Bond from Brad.
Yep.
And I don't remember what all Matt gave us. I think a Wild
Hey,
Turkey
speak of the devil.
Oh, there he is.
He's right there. There you go.
Cheers, Devin.
Cheers, Devin. We're just
celebrating you here with you.
Yeah, cheers.
Little Devin.
Yeah, little Devin.
So we're drinking some Michter's in your honor as you ship out.
Yep. It might be a time to invest in some more Michter's. Because it's gonna be a long 9 months or 8 months or however long you're actually
I only have
gone.
3 bottles of Michter's. So.
Well, I have a few. So the next time I'm on, I will make sure I bring my Fort Nelson pick.
Okay.
So
those are pretty good. I've had them.
They're so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I've got the 10-year, the toasted barrel strength, and a regular single barrel rye.
There you go. Cilantro, as they say in Scotland.
Oh, that's right. Brian and Shauna from Cast 529 gave us some bottles we put in the infinity barrel as well. I actually got them to Devin Sunday, and he dumped them.
He forgot.
Bardstown Bottled and Bond.
Oh, okay.
The Old Fitz 80 proof.
Oh, classic. I brought that. So I actually used that as an opener for us during the live stream. For the 1,000 sub.
Yeah.
I actually brought that for us for the peanut gallery as our warm up.
Devin said we gotta get Michter 10s to cheer.
I have one. I have a Michter's 10.
I have one.
I have a Michter's 10 rye. I have them both. And I actually am. Devin, I'm gonna give you a reason to come back. I have an unopened 2024 Michter's rye 10 years. So.
He's probably got 6 of them.
I know, but that's not the point. It's the gesture. So when you come back, buddy, we're gonna open that one together. So,
Steven, you did give us some bottles during the pick. We put those in a long time ago. I was specifically talking about this week,
the last weekend. Yeah,
that like what we got this week.
Yeah,
but yeah, Steven did give us some bottles.
Yeah,
and along with your William Lou Weller sample is a sample of the infinity barrel. So.
I love how, although I call out my special bottle for Devin. He's like, I got 20 or 25 of them.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but you know what?
He's talking about Michter's 20 year and 25 year.
Oh, yeah. I don't have those yet. I had an opportunity, and when you asked about the price being lower, they actually increased it by $400. Yeah. So there's always that.
I mentioned your early times, Brad.
Yeah. He doesn't listen.
I said Brad had an early times bottled in bond, and David gave us a Wild Turkey 101,
and this is why you're not on the picks. Just saying, you don't listen. Donald, absolutely.
Thank you
for all the vets
out there,
all branches, reserves, Navy, Air Force, Army,
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard one I was forgetting. Yeah.
I don't know if that gets counted in that.
No, they do.
Are they part of the Navy? Is Coast Guard part of the Navy, or are they all?
I think it's on a separate branch.
Right, because they have the Coast Guard
and Marines. Can't forget the Marines. I know. Obviously, Kip's one of those.
Yeah.
Don't want to offend you.
So is David.
And David, yeah. There we go, David.
Yep. Brad's at a bar, so he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
Sugar Kitty, cheers.
Cheers.
9 months. Which one's pregnant?
So
he's pregnant.
So I mean, that's why they say I have my beer belly, even though I don't drink beer. However, I can say that Devin's wife Anna is expecting, so that's pretty exciting news.
Yeah, she's along the not 9 more months.
She's like a month and a half, month and a half, 2 months,
few more months.
Space Force. Oh, that's right.
I forgot all about them.
Yeah. Started that in what? 2016, 2017,
something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be like, did you ever see the movie with Tim Allen that was like a farce of Star Trek?
I know you're talking about.
Galaxy Force.
Alan Rickman's in that.
Yeah, it's like Galaxy Force or something like that.
I think it's like that. Yeah,
that's what whenever I hear Space Force, that's what I picture.
Space Force. I just think of the one Asian comedian, and he's like, I can't help you reset the countdown. My computer's got to upload or update. And
I got to update my Windows.
And he's like, well, how long is it going to take? It's like 45 minutes. He goes, and then who's John Malkovich goes, fuck Microsoft.
Quest, that's it. Yeah,
Quest.
Got a Galaxy
there
Quest.
You go.
Great movie.
Thank you, Rain Man. Thank you.
It's hilarious. That's what I think of when I think of Space Force. I think of Galaxy Quest.
Yes. That's a great movie. I need to watch that now.
Well, surprised to see you join. He said he's leaving soon.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting to be on the chat today, so thank you.
I know he's going to be in the States for a little bit because he's got to do like
prep
training or whatever for overseas. But so wherever he's at in the States, he's still able to join in. And I'm glad you joined us, Devin.
Yep. And I was gonna say, Devin, I know obviously there's limited information on what you can release, but if
like I told Brad, he could tell you, but then he'd have to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, my life's not that important. But more importantly, I was gonna say, Devin, I know if you can able to like tell us when you're done with your basic stuff before you actually ship out, I think that would be important just for us to know, to say like give an update for everybody else. Well, not where you're going, but like when you're actually leaving, I think would be pretty cool if you can.
I know I'll be able to be in contact with him when he's overseas.
Oh, that's good.
From using a different app. So
yeah,
we're already set up.
Good.
That we can be in contact when we need to. And I'm hoping while he's gone, maybe at some point he can join us on a live. It's just going to be I think difficult. Another part of the world.
Make sure you invest in those VPNs. I know that's a big thing over there.
Well, it's not so much that is like charges. Like you can't use text messages. You can't use your regular FaceTime or whatever because of roaming and international and all that kind of nonsense.
Well, luckily we all have iPhones, so Apple to Apple is a lot cheaper than Android.
Okanagave, cheers.
Okanagave, cheers. Thank you.
But yeah, we'll be in contact, and hopefully Devin can join us at some point. And while this time he's gone, and we'll see what happens.
Until then, you're stuck with My Ugly Mug and some other guests that should be appearing. I know we have a new guest coming in. Next week.
Next Thursday, Bourbon and Balls is going to join me.
Yep.
For the live stream, so I'll have them joined in like Devin normally does over the StreamYard, and I'll be sending them a mystery blind for us to do together to kind of get their opinions on what's going on.
Well, if you're willing to share, hopefully past kindergarten, I'll take that sample too, and then I'll be telling you some other notes as well in the chat as the video is going on when I'm at poker.
Brad said he's going to head north for an appearance. If you want to set something up, just let me know, Brad, if you think you can make it up here on a Thursday.
Brad, if not, I know the weekend's wide open at my place. I'll let you and Tori crash. No big deal. I got an open bed for you. No pets except one dog. So it's a little more tame at my place
than it is here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a zoo over here.
Yeah.
But seriously though, between my collection and Todd's collection, we definitely bash kindergarten from that perspective, and we definitely will open up and share whatever you want to do.
Brian, I'm looking forward to it. The guys from Bourbon and Balls are great guys. We had a lot of fun last weekend, and when I talked to them, and they said they'd love to come on the channel and love to have us on their channel sometime, I definitely jumped at that chance.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
Yeah, just let me know, Brad. If you ever want to come up sometime to Northeast Ohio, then we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And even though I'm in a relationship, I still live in my house by myself with 2 other bedrooms. So I have a place for you to crash.
Yeah. And speaking of like our bourbon clubs and stuff, we're actually having a meeting tomorrow night.
We are. So normally do those
yeah.
on Saturdays, but based off the itinerary of everyone's schedule, we're actually doing on a Friday.
Yeah, we're doing on Friday instead of Saturday, like normal.
So it opens up my weekend a little bit more, which is exciting.
I'm kind of excited because our mystery blind, because every bourbon club meeting, everybody brings a mystery sample.
Yep.
This month it is rye. Yeah. And I love rye.
Do you have the bottle?
What the bottle I'm taking?
No. Oh, did you have filled it already or no?
Oh, you mean one of the bottles you use?
Yeah. So Todd's gonna bring out an example, but we have 12 members of our group, and some spouses obviously are plus ones and whatnot. But the way it works out is we bring a bottle, which is the uniform bottle, which is this. And then from this uniform bottle, we then select a random number so no one knows what number you pick. And then you put it in a box. And then somebody who's never seen the box that night picks randomly for our top 6. If we have more than that, then it's only the first 6 selected. We still will try the others. But the way it works out is pretty unique and interesting because we'll rate the first 6. And those are the ones qualified. If it's more than that, we just want to make sure we taste it and have a good time and not worry about trying to judge versus everybody else. It's too much on our palate, especially when we bring hazmats.
Yeah.
With a lot of hazmats being brought recently, we're very big on proof, but it's a really great time and fun time. And like I said, I document everything once we figure out who the winner is. And we have this,
the winner gets the belt,
championship belt. I'll grab that.
I think Pat's going to grab it. So we vote. And we vote on our top 3, and whoever gets the most points gets to claim the belt for the month.
And it's wild because this belt right here, as everyone can see, I'm trying to get little Devin out of the way. No, it's good. It's good. Oh, you put him in the way. There you go. Anyway, this championship belt, the best and close I've had for a little over a year now. Best I finished is second.
Yeah,
so
never held the belt.
Never held the belt. This is the closest I got.
He's ever held the belt.
This is the closest I've had around my waist. But it's a really cool investment that our club does. And, it's just a really fun time, and it's a good time to get together for great people to share some great pours.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah. Definitely for sure.
Yeah. And it all started with some bourbon hunting.
Yeah, it all started from bourbon hunting. Actually, it started from me posting on Facebook asking if there were any local bourbon clubs to join, and there weren't really any in-person bourbon clubs. And a few people messaged me and said, I'd be interested in one. And I said, well, let's start one.
Yeah.
So,
and that's how him, Devin, Jason, and Craig all started. Mm-hmm. And that's true. Renee's won twice.
Yeah.
The time that she won, I actually got second place. One of the 2 times. The other time I got third, which was at Jim's when we did the finished products.
6 cats. I don't know. I probably wouldn't mind 6 cats, but we have 3, and I think that's the most we've had at one time is 3. Yeah, the most we've had at one time is 3. But we've had 3 cats and 2 dogs and guinea pigs and everything else all at the same time.
Sugar Kitty. That makes sense why your name's Sugar Kitty. You got 6 cats.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off and get ready. The hockey game starts at 8, and I don't want to miss it.
However, we're actually going to try to sign off properly this time because last time we had a little bit of an encore. And I don't know if we already did an encore. We've already gone roughly over 40 minutes or so. We normally do.
Time,
But once again, thank you all for joining. Congrats to those who got a bottle. It's in the mail. It's on the way to you right now. And also, more importantly, stay safe, Devin. We have the little guy here for you, rooting for you on.
Thanks for joining us, and definitely be safe. And let Anna know if she needs anything to contact us.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. We'll definitely help out when we can, if we can. If there's something she needs, don't hesitate to reach out.
So until next time, remember,
the best bourbon and whiskey
is the one you like the most.
And I think it's this one for Devin tonight. Cheers.
There you go. See you guys.